With the second pick of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Cincinnati Reds select Chase Burns.
Is hammered down the left field line and way gone. A solo home run for Alfredo Duno.
Collier swats one into left field, testing the line. That is down, a base hit. Rogers is coming around third. He will score. To replace him at second is Cam Collier with a stand-up double.
Find it short, up in the air. Arroyo steals a base hit.
A swing and a fly ball down the left field line, hooking toward the corner. It is a fair ball, and it is gone. Home run re-signs.
Make it two! Duno jumps on the first pitch and lines it to right. Ooh, crosses the plate, and the Tortugas will not say die tonight.
Lewis takes inside, throw to second, is on a hop, and it is not in time. And there is stolen base number 50 for Kyle Henley.
There's a swing and a fly ball into center. Dunn going back on the warning track, leaps at the wall, makes the catch. Dunn hauled it in. Ball game over.
Swing, here's a well-hit ball to right field. Moving back to the wall. Campbell, that ball is good! This game is tied!
That's airborne into the gap, into right field. Diving forward and making the catch is Hendrick.
Ian Fu with a skyscraping blast out to right. Daytona is on the board.
There's a swing and a fly ball to left. Rodriguez turns around. It's gone just over the wall into the seats. Home run, Sal Stewart. Kind of a high liner. It got out of here in a hurry. Fly ball center field. Jorge over Jorge there. And it is caught. Campanon cut in front and caught the ball. Put this game in the win column. Put this winning streak at 14. It's a new club record.
Righty sends. Hendrick signs. Drives it out into right field. That's going to be the ball game. Look out, Twin. Look out, Twin. Hendrick comes through. What a play. What a bat for Hendrick, the fans, and the Chattanooga Lookouts.
Welcome to Minor League Monday, a Cincinnati Reds minor league podcast, the only podcast out there that exclusively covers the Cincinnati Reds minor league system. I am Roger Strauss. That is Reds on SI writer Ricky Logan. We are here back with our recurring segment. Hopefully that will keep this going. We did one last month. We'll do that one this month about prospect to know. And our prospect to know is, as you look at the graphic that Ricky so diligently made, is Starlin Torres, and we will get into his stuff and his scouting report, things to know about this guy, a really up-and-coming prospect for this Reds organization, starting pitcher. But before we get into anything, Ricky, how's it been?
Been good. A little busy, but doing good. How about yourself?
And good. I mean, it's an off day for the Reds. That it's nice to have the minor leagues to kind of follow on the off days for the Reds, because then you can like still get that feeling of baseball and see your guy Austin Hendrick go yard. So that's
yes.
Nice.
Triple A very soon.
All-Star break, hopefully. But anyway, before we get into that, we'll go through our sponsors. Frost Buddy has been with us for a bit, and we want to shout them out. frostbuddy.com/redhotreds. Ricky's there sipping on his new Frost Buddy they just got, and it's just that to-go cup that you said, right, Rick?
Yeah, it's called a to-go buddy. It comes with a little, like a rubber silicone part. It fits any size McDonald's drink or Dunkin' drink or Starbucks or whatever, hot or cold. Keeps it cold for 24 hours. I'll tell you this. I went to Skyline Chili last week, and I forgot my sweet tea in my Frost Buddy. I woke up the next morning for work, still had ice in it.
That's a nice ad for that. And yeah, that is awesome. It is definitely a sponsor we're really excited about. frostbuddy.com, Red Hot Reds. QR code as well is for Frostbuddy, so check that out. Also want to shout out Hit Machine. We got that Nabel Mariano card out there, numbered card that is on our X page. So if you want to enter into that contest, it is still out there. We're going to give away the card on May 4th, which is going to be here sooner than later, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, check that out on our X page, Red Hot Reds Podcast on X. Hit Machine cards on X. So we're really grateful for that partnership as well. He's really driven up a lot of interest in our page, which is awesome. Also want to shout out us, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Like, comment, subscribe, leave a rating on Apple, Spotify, and iHeart. That really helps us get out there. Also want to shout out All Gloves Off Network that we're a part of, that we're expanding. We're adding a couple shows. Want to say the Cheap Pop Society, a wrestling podcast, and also Mr. First Down's was it Fanboys Unleashed. So
Yes.
Shout out to those guys. Also check out the draft special, which the draft's happening right now. So Mike and a bunch of other guys had a draft special on Sunday that we had. It's a really big episode. It was 4 hours long. It's just as long as the draft, Ricky. So that's something right there. But yeah, check that out. Like, comment, subscribe on all that stuff. But yeah, Starlin Torres. This is a guy that, I mean, Ricky, you've written about him previously, and it's a guy that's on the top 30. I believe it's our top 30, number 16 prospect. So it's a guy that we even value a lot. We don't really know terribly too much about him because he's not even 20 years old. Just really just a raw talent. But what are your first thoughts about Starlin Torres?
Yeah, I mean, he had an incredible season in the ACL last year. I think overall he was 0-1, but he had a 1.88 ERA, a 0.86 WHIP, 44 strikeouts, 7 walks, and a 193 batting average against him. Like, he's really good. He's just, I don't know, man. He's just really, really talented. He's probably my favorite pitcher in the organization that's not on the big league club. I think just like I'd probably say him. I would include Aaron Watson in that, and then I'm just a big fan of Chase Petty also, so I'd probably include those three as like my top three that are going to be like, I think, legitimate big league pitchers. And Torres, I think he has a chance to be just a really, really number one, number two type starter in a rotation in the future.
For sure. Speaking of Aaron Watson, he's going to probably be on our ACL preview, which will be coming up in a couple days, maybe a week or so from now. So keep an eye out for that. We'll preview the ACL and the DSL on the possible players that will be involved in those teams. And I'm really excited because it's almost ACL season. Opening day for the ACL is May 2nd. So be on the lookout for that preview. We're already getting ready for that preview, or getting all the information and our research on that. So yeah, Aaron Watson's up there. He had a great MLB, the rookie, or was it prospects breakout game just a couple weeks ago. So that was great to see. Also, I think Edgar Colon, for me, is moving up the rankings on favorite pitcher in this organization. He had a rough one today, but neither here nor there. I think he's got one that's potentially, moving up into the next, and he's only 20 as well, out of Puerto Rico. But yeah, Starlin Torres, right-handed pitcher, just to get just some numbers on him, 6 foot tall, 182 pounds, one of those international free agent signings, 2024. An area where the Reds really have been excelling. Ricky has talked about at length on this show as well, that just international free agents, we've been really, kind of killing it there. You know what I mean? Like, example, Alfredo Duno, the number one prospect in our organization right now, an international free agent signing. Just an example of that. Not even 20 years old.
Yeah,
so, like,
prospects to know, Alfredo Duno is on our page. So go check that one out.
Exactly. Yes. He's the number one prospect, so you should know him. He's in Dayton right now. Not necessarily he's struggling a little bit, but you know what? We have faith that he'll probably bounce back from this, knowing the type of player that he is. But Starlin Torres, he doesn't turn 20, Ricky, till June 19th. So this guy is freshly 19. I mean, he's still 19. He had an extended spring training. He stayed in the complex instead of going to Daytona right off the bat, or starting a season in the ACL. He was in the ACL, like you mentioned, last season, but I think they value him enough, and they see that he's got the potential enough to be in affiliate ball and at Daytona, and just got called up this week to play for your Tortugas, which is awesome to see. It was kind of a bit of a surprise. I didn't have this on the radar. Possibly had him in the ACL preview, so it's kind of cool to see him already in affiliate ball, throwing for your Tortugas and all that. We'll talk about his start in a little bit because I talked to Tortugas announcer Matthew Mounsey about it, and he had some thoughts on it. But yeah, just a lot of potential to this guy. He seems to have, just unlimited, potential with being 19 years old. He's got the world at his feet. But what are the thoughts you got for his scouting profile for this young man?
Yeah, so like you said, he's about 6 foot, 185 pounds. He's kind of stocky for how small he appears. He's got a fastball that goes about 93 to 97. He has a lot of weak contact out of a sinker. He's got a slow curveball, a slider, and a changeup that Mounsey said was just nasty in his outing the other day. So he's got a lot of pitches. He controls all of them very well. I know the scouting report on him from MLB Pipeline, just they rave about his command, about how good he is with all of his pitches. Like a lot of young pitchers, maybe they can locate their curveball, but they can't locate their fastball, or they can locate their fastball, but they can't locate their changeup. Like he locates all 5 pitches, and when he's on, we've seen it. Just a lot of DSL, ACL pitchers have really bad command, and he's excelled in those levels, and I think he's just going to excel even more. Like I said, we're going to talk about his outing a little bit more later, but he did struggle a little bit later in the game, but I think that's just the experience of pitching with players that are in their 20s. He's never faced guys like this before, and he'll bounce back.
Yeah. You had mentioned a great ACL season in 2025. His numbers were 38 innings pitched, 1.88 ERA, only 7 walks in those 38 innings. So you're talking about that control, which is a great thing. I think that's an underrated thing. I think that scouts kind of overlook at this level and some other levels. They look for that guy that can throw 100, but a lot of those guys that throw with a high, 99, 98, 100 level is like they don't have the ability to consistently locate that pitch. 44 strikeouts in those 38 innings at the ACL and at .86 whip. Just startling numbers. Like it almost is like he maybe should have started at Daytona on opening day, but neither here nor there. Maybe they wanted to see a little bit more out of him at the complex before they assigned him eventually to Daytona. But yeah, a decent outing. If you're ready to go into that, we can talk about that.
I got one more thing we can go to real quick.
Go ahead.
The famous story with Ellie De La Cruz is that he signed for what, $65,000?
Yeah.
This guy signed for $30,000. Yeah. He wasn't your top, international prospect. He was somebody that wasn't really known about in the scouting world. So, he's been a pleasant surprise. I'm excited for his future with this organization.
Oh, absolutely. And so it sounds like Matthew Mounsey was as well, the announcer for the Tortugas. He had raving things to say about him in his first start. And his first start wasn't spectacular, like you had mentioned, Ricky. He ended up going only 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk to the 7 strikeouts. That's kind of nice to see, especially for your first time out there in affiliate ball. He ended up throwing, got the 15 outs, only throwing 60 pitches. Not necessarily the greatest to start. I think he figured for the loss, but unfortunately at Daytona Tortugas, I feel like are going to lose a lot of games this year. But that's not the point. You know what I mean? Not here to win minor league championships. They're there to develop players, and he's definitely one of those guys, along with some others, that you want to develop and hopefully move on to Dayton sooner than later. But yeah, what were your thoughts and what are your takeaways from his first start ever in the affiliate ball?
Yeah, from what I saw, he started out the first 3 innings like just dominating guys. And then I think just fatigue maybe got to him a little bit, and he was just struggling to get his pitches across. And then he gave up the home run in the 3rd inning, I think. Like I said, I'm not worried about him. Like if he had gone out there and gave up like a 10-run clunker, maybe you'd say, oh, maybe he's not ready. But I mean, the way he was locating his pitches earlier on in the game, he was looking good.
Yeah. Here, Matthew Muncy says that he was shoving through 4, and he only had 38 pitches through the first 4 innings. So that's pretty efficient as well. That's not just throwing a bunch of pitches up there and maybe getting a little bit overused at that point. But that speaks volumes for a 19-year-old kid going out there in affiliate ball and being efficient right off the bat. Because a lot of times you see a bunch of guys go the other way where they're throwing a lot of pitches because they can't locate stuff and they're trying to fight batters counts and stuff like that. But yeah, and then it ended up kind of getting a little bit rough for him. The 5th inning, he kind of gave it away a little bit, but overall, and then Muncy also says that his changeup seems to be his out pitch. He called it horrifying, which is pretty strong language.
That was awesome.
Yeah, so like if that's a descriptor, that'd be something to see in person. Just to say that. But yeah, it seems to be that he's got an arsenal of pitches that he can go to, and he's got the fastball, he's got the changeup, and he got the curveball as well. And yeah, he seems to have a different approach than maybe most 19-year-olds would be, is to just go up there and throw as hard as they can to get these guys out. If he's got a pitch, that was the thing with Kunzel and like what is it, overdrive with drive line pitching, is that their philosophy is that they want to take guys that can pitch and amplify their velocity through that, instead of the philosophy that's kind of permeated through baseball, where they take guys that have velocity, like 100+ mile per hour fastball, and try to teach them to pitch. This seems like a guy that seems he knows how to pitch and locate. And then if he can get the strength as you develop when you're 19, 20, 20, you know what I mean, through your 20s, when you're still growing, it seems like he can, like you say, he tops out 97. He might get 98, 99, kind of like our guy Edgar Cologne, who was topping out like 98.5 miles per hour in his start a couple weeks ago. So I'm really excited about that. A guy that can pitch and that he can, add the velocity as he's still able to command all those off-speed pitches. It gets me excited, at least.
Yeah, so his first inning of work in this last his outing, the first batter, 4 pitches, ground out. Second batter, 5 pitch strikeout, and then he got a 1 pitch pop out on the third batter. Then second inning, he gets ambushed not ambushed, but he gets taken the other way for a home run on the 5th pitch. Then he gets a strikeout on 4 pitches, and then he gets a ground out on the first pitch, and then he gets another ground out to end the inning on the first pitch. So he was dealing, man. Like he looks really good. And then he gave up a single in the bottom of the third, first pitch, and then the batter after that, 2 pitches. I think with his command, I'm just not worried about him. I think he's gonna, maybe the only thing you worry about is his velocity wasn't as high as the scouting report had said. He was sitting around 91, 92, but it's also his first start. So I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all.
Yeah, for sure. And kind of the same thing I said about Edgar Cologne. One start isn't going to be the thing you have to hit all the time, because Cologne's kind of have a little bit up and down since he had that fantastic first start a couple weeks ago for the Tortugas. This is just kind of like trying to find what this guy's potential is, and hopefully he can replicate that as much as possible, because if he is able to be consistent with his ability to locate pitches and strike out guys with that 1 walk to 7 strikeout ratio, that gets you moving through the levels, even if it means that you're not being perfect every single time out, right? Because we're not expecting that out of all our young guys. He's 19 years old, man. Like, he's still a teenager technically, until June. So like it's just a really promising start, and that caught our attention. It caught our attention that he got first assigned there, at least for me, because I was wondering where he was going to end up, because it felt like he could have been an ACL guy again. And maybe got moved up middle of the season, like sometimes ACL when that season's over, because it's, was it like 40 or 50 games or whatever? But anyway, that's a different topic, another hot take area where we talk about the ACL and how short it is. But anyway, the point is he is off to a decent start, even though that it seems like he's still not maybe even hit his peak. Like he's only hitting 91, 92. He's not getting to the point where his scouting report's hitting that, like he said, 93 to 97. Then there's more to come from this guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm scrolling through his at bats on the game day. I mean, he's challenging guys. Like there was an at bat where I'll have to find it again, but he challenged the hitter. 5 pitches up in the zone, out of the zone, got a strikeout. Like I mean, it was fastball, sinker, fastball, and he just got him out swinging. Like he's got stuff. He's got command. Like he's just I can't say enough positive things. I guess the negative is that he gave up a couple walks and he gave up a home run. But I mean, like I said, he's 19 years old. He's played like a season in the ACL barely, and he was not all of them were even starts. He was coming in like an opener role, or he was getting relief innings. So I mean, like he's got a lot to learn. I mean, like he's 19, but like he could be a really quick riser if he keeps up this command.
Well, absolutely, yeah, and he's in the Reds top 30 already. Just like he is for us, projected to be 2029. So he's still kind of a far ways off, at least for the projections. Who knows? Like you said, if he rises quickly and gets through there where he's maybe 22 years old 3 years from now. Well, I guess that is 2029. And maybe 2028 might be the earliest when he's about 21 years old or so, thereabouts. That might be the earliest that we kind of see him. But even so, we're excited to see his development through this Daytona, because the unfortunate thing is that Daytona, when they hit in bunches. They score like 17 runs, and then the next day they'll score like 1 or 2. So like the run support might be inconsistent. The performance of the pitching is what we're really kind of looking at. So hopefully he can thrive in that environment in the Florida State League, even though that the Tortugas, like I said, may not be the best part of our best affiliate, at least for winning, is concerned.
Yeah, they have a lot of batters hitting under 200 this season. They've got 4 guys hitting over 260.
Yeah, it's
not great. It's not great. It's Jacob Friend, Kyle Henley, Bernard Moon, and Drew Days. So I mean, there's Tyson Lewis is hitting 183, Lentigua's hitting 164, Mason Neville 159. It's not great. Not great offense right now. And it kind of sucks for the pitcher. I mean, obviously a pitcher's never going to blame offense, but like if you give up a run, like you might be screwed.
Yeah, it is tough sledding over there in Daytona for at least hitting department. But it's a long season, small sample size. It's only been less than a month, right? Because they started
lots of talent on that team too.
Oh, for sure. Lots of guys that are not necessarily maybe playing to their potential, but hopefully they figure it out as they're going, because it's usually the youngest guys in our organization who are just promoted from the ACL possibly, or just out of college, just drafted last year. So like there's some learning curves on how affiliate ball works. Like you said, it's a different thing when you move up the ranks, and each level up is a lot more challenges and whatnot. And these guys have a lot more experience possibly than the player that gets promoted. But yeah, any other thoughts about our guy, Stharlin Torres?
No, I'm just excited to watch his next start because I want to see how he bounces back.
Yeah, for sure. That's the one thing is trying to figure out these guys and their mentality, because we saw a guy like Chase Petty after he was on the 7-day IL bounce back today with a great start. So that's really intriguing to see what he does next time out. The other side of it is that there may be now a scouting report on him, so he's going to have to kind of learn that chess match of how he's being scouted by opposing organizations, and then he's got to figure out how to problem solve from there, which will be, again, exciting to see for a 19-year-old and playing his second ever, or having a second ever start. So, but yeah, lots of great things for Starlin Torres. I want to say the one joke that you made that made me always think of this guy is that he was like Mike Tyson's favorite prospect.
Yeah.
Because that.
Yeah, I don't know how to actually like pronounce his first name. I'm guessing it's Starlin.
Yeah.
The H throws you off.
Yeah, maybe we'll reach out to him. Maybe he'll get on the show. He can tell us how it is because I think Sal Stewart went on Jim Day's podcast and told everybody his name's not Salvatore, it's just Sal. So he can come on the show and correct the record if we're saying it wrong.
Open invite. Invite.
Exactly. So until then, we will see you. Prospects to know. We're really appreciative of everyone that's tuned in. Like, comment, subscribe, check out Frost Buddy, all that good stuff. And until then, go Reds.
Go Reds.